They're putting matchmaking rating, MMR, ELO, whatever you want to call it, into the game. They're calling it skill rating or something dumb. So what is the issue with this that I have? Well, the major issue, where is it? They addressed it pretty well. They addressed it pretty well in one thing where they said both sides have different objectives and cannot be directly compared to one another. And yet, they are using matchmaking rating, MMR, to directly compare one another.
Okay, let's talk about that. First of all, you can directly compare. I hate this argument. Scott Jun says this, Interact saying it now. And again, these are people better than me and more knowledge. I don't understand how they can draw these conclusions. You can directly compare Killer and Survivors because they share a commonality, and that would be time. They have the same amount of time within a match. So, you could, if we're trying to get a 50-50 rating where an ideal scenario where if everybody is equal skill in the game, the Killer is equal skill with the Survivors and everybody has a fair chance to win, and no one is significantly outplaying the other, there should be 2 escapes and 2 kills. That's the ideal scenario, right? So, we should be able to, ideally in this world, where 2 people are escaping and 2 people are dying, if nobody's significantly outplaying the other, we just should have a commonality of time and how much time it should specifically take to do all the actions provided. If we should have a scope of like how long it should take to get done with 2 generators when this is when they're on even footing. When they're not on even footing, you see dumb shit like the Killer downs somebody and then 2 gens fly. And then he has 1 down and is 8% done with his win condition when Survivors are almost 40% done with theirs. You see that through the imbalance of the game. It's time. Time is how you directly compare the 2. And the Survivors have a distinct time advantage. Time is on their side. No top player will disagree with that. Time is on the side of the Survivors in this game. And that's because it's unbalanced, and that is the direct comparison you can use. Time. Time. I don't know why this has gone over the heads of like everybody who analyzes this game. You can directly compare Killer and Survivor. Time. Survivors have 2 gens done when the Killer gets it down half the time. 8%, around 40%, 35, 30 to 40% done with their win condition by the time the Killer's 8% done with theirs. And again, I understand that Killer speeds up late game and Survivor slows down late game. That is something that happens. And that's something that, again, this model would accommodate for. Because, again, ideally, the model should accommodate for that. Where if somebody is, if ideally in a perfect world, where everybody's playing equally, nobody's significantly outplaying the other, 2 escapes are happening and 2 kills are happening. Ideally, there should be a time, an ideal time for the 5th gen to pop in this model as well. So we should be accommodating for the Killer's momentum when we do this stuff. So, but like because you can see the imbalance of the game, you can see that Survivors are popping the first generators way too early, and that's because of 2 things: general game imbalance and the Hex Ruin nerf. That is why they're popping generators so fast in the early game, which has put even more pressure on Killers to either leave the game, or run slowdown synergy. Because again, leaving the game after the Hex Ruin nerf is something I completely support if you guys are doing that. The Hex Ruin nerf was ridiculous, but it's the point of it is that you can directly compare Killer and Survivor metrics through time. So there is, if you're doing the matchmaking right, it should accommodate for this setting of time. Because when you're seeing people die and Killers getting a 4K, the Survivors that you're playing with are either too slow or can't kite. Being too slow at the gens is another thing. It's the second most thing that requires skill on the Survivor side, I guess. It's the only other thing they do that debatably requires skill. Knowing where the gens are, powering through them really fast. Again, it's how much skill is up to interpretation, but still, it has something to do with skill. And so, like that is the direct comparison that you are using, even if you don't know it. When you use MMR, you're using the bad, like, what killer is getting started faster, what killer is getting downs faster than the average killer. Those are the ones that are in those are the ones that MMR would put in the top tier. They would put them as the higher skill cap. Even if you don't understand this metric, MMR would be analyzing it, even if it doesn't know it. Even if it doesn't know it. Time is how the system would work. I don't understand how that's so hard for people to grasp and understand. You can compare the two sides. You could have always compared the two sides, and you can do it through time. How much time is it taking to pop the first fucking generators? How much time does it take to get the first down? How much time does it take to get the last generator done? How much time does it take to kill 2 survivors? You know, it's that stuff like that. Even if you don't understand the MMR system, that is what the MMR system would be doing. Even if the devs don't understand it, which between us, they don't. There's no way they understand this. The devs know nothing about high-level gameplay, so they've proven that. They've proven that time and again. They know nothing about high-level gameplay.
This is a bad idea. This is dumb. This game is not balanced. This game is not chess.
This game is not balanced. This game is not balanced, and this is another. Now, again, a lot of Interact's videos just saying that the game isn't balanced and this is dumb and this is a bad idea and blah 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 blah. Again, he'll say that a lot in this video without really backing it up. The reason that this is okay is because of the fact that there's a reason that I'm okay with the game not being balanced before we do MMR. The devs aren't gonna balance it. They've said they fucking understand. They've made that perfectly fucking loud and clear. The devs aren't gonna fucking balance anything in this fucking game. So, what I'm hoping will happen is I've mentioned this before. The MMR will go up. The devs will go, hey, how come our mid-tier survivors are beating our top-level killers? That's weird, isn't it? That's kind of weird. How come no killers at the top ranks ever win ever? How come they go down and they're also losing to people significantly lower than them? That's weird. Huh, that's really weird. Why is that? Oh, maybe it's because the fucking game isn't balanced, bruh. Maybe we should give killers some help. If you do with this type of MMR system, I think that what's happening at the top ranks will become more clear. I think the data will be more accurate. Again, I think what's happening at the red ranks is perfectly loud and clear to the developers. Now they're just choosing not to do anything about it. So I don't know why I think that an MMR system is going to somehow make it more clear to them. But what I'm hoping is that by having more high-level killers go down through an MMR system, by more high-level killers taking losses and going down in an MMR system, the devs will go, hey, this high-level killer just got beat to the point where he's now at the fucking mid-ranks, destroying them. And then he keeps fluctuating back and forth between the mid and the high ranks, because every time he goes to a high rank, all of our best survivors and our high rank survivors kick the crap out of him. And then he goes back down, and then he beats the mid-ranks every single time. So again, like, if this happens to one person, it might not matter. But what I'm hoping is that devs will realize this is happening to multiple killers. This is happening to over 80% of the high-level killer player base. They're being knocked down into the mid-level again. And devs will go, huh, why are 80% of our high-level killers getting knocked back into the mid-ranks? Oh, it's because there's nobody that can really challenge high-level Survivor in this game. Maybe we should nerf high-level Survivor and see if that makes killers able to breathe and make them be able to go up into the higher ranks again. I think if you do this, there is more precedence for getting rid of high-level Survivor. That is why I'm hoping that they'll do. I mean, not getting rid of it, but toning it down. Because the fact is, it's not that I want Killer to go, oh, Killer wins every time. Oh, I'm so powerful. Rah! No, I want to have the fucking tools to be able to win. High-level Killer, unless if you're playing Nurse or Spirit, you don't even have the tools to win. But yeah, let's penalize Nurse and Spirit players because Clown sucks. That makes a lot of sense, Scott John.